What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Goods, XY, Big Z. We back in the building, man. Listen, man, I wanted to watch this video and react to it real quick with y'all. This is a real interesting video by the Danza Project. And this is an interview with Ray Daniels, who's a music exec who has a lot of experience in the music industry and is a very respected in the music industry. He's managed artists, and I feel like he has some real interesting insight when it comes to Drake and whether or not Drake has a chance to bounce back and how he feels about Drake doing everything that he's done and what it means for Drake moving forward. So I thought this would be real interesting to watch. So let's get to it.
I always say this. I have this thing I always say. What are you telling the world? If I'm Drake, like just him in the room by himself, what are you telling the world? You're suing. Publicly suing, going after the company that just gave you $500 million because they're pushing another artist who's signed to them. So what you think they shouldn't push him because they only should be loyal to you?
Facts.
The world will humble you, bro, and ain't nothing harder than a humble reset.
Do you think that this brings about a better Drake?
I think Drake is done. I think on the path he's going, he's done.
That's interesting to hear him say that. I feel like a lot of people don't really tell the truth and really tell it like it is. And him saying this is just pretty much what the gist of it is. Like, people are afraid to say that he's done. And when you say that he's done, it doesn't mean that his whole career is just done and it's killed and it's over. He's done in the sense that he won't be the same Drake. And I think a lot of people are missing that point because they just hear done and they think that you're saying like he can't make music anymore. I mean, I think Drake has shown y'all that he can and will make music. But let's talk about the last projects that he put out. The last pieces of music that he's put out did not have the impact that a Drake is supposed to have. So, I mean, I definitely agree with him when he say that he's done. In a lot of ways, he is.
If he drops the suit, gets back to music, it's going to be all right. But I think that he's so hurt of what we did to him. Y'all playing not like us. Y'all really going to play Euphoria? Yes, nigga. Let's go. like that when we played your shit when you was saying the Marvin's Room. You was this. Well, I'm just saying you could do better. It was hating on the record. We still was bumping this shit. Bruh, if it works for you, you can't get mad when it doesn't. That's bitch shit.
Yo, that's facts. And listen, this is why I love this interview, because he keeping it so real. And this is what a lot of people not doing. They just not keeping it real. Like, you gotta keep it real, dog. Like, this shit that he doing is whole shit, dog. You don't do this. And it's like, everybody keep talking about the fact that Drake is suing and UMG did this and did that. Did it ever occur to y'all to think why Drake thinks that they did that? Is it because they were doing it for him? So now that it doesn't work in your favor, you upset and your plan is to go sue? To me, man, you can't speak about all the things hip hop and sending out texts saying that you live by this code and this and this and that. But then when it comes to this, it doesn't apply because you got your feelings hurt. Whatever way people try to spin this, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
If the ball didn't go your way this day, that's okay. Tomorrow you come back and play another day. But to complain about it all week, nigga, you know we done played 4 games. You still talking about the game for it. You still complaining? Meanwhile, this nigga done dropped the whole album. Got the box, got the West, got the, and he gonna come to your city. Drake, his crew, when Kendrick comes to y'all city, if Kendrick come to y'all city, make it good on him. Let me tell you why. Because he never has to come back to Toronto again. But nigga, y'all all gotta come to LA.
That's facts. Man, listen, man. Shout out to Ray Daniels, dog. He ain't told one lie yet, man. Everything like he's saying right here, yo, he hitting. He hitting. They all gotta go back to LA. Kendrick don't gotta go back to Toronto. It's just not a market that he has to go back to. So if Kendrick even did anything that was remotely like, you know, something that was disrespectful to Toronto and people were like, you can't come back to Toronto, Kendrick would be fine. But y'all gotta go back to LA. So this is why whatever is going down, Kendrick is going to your city for 2 shows in Toronto. And it's just gotta be what it is. That's, yo, shout out to Ray, man.
Hello.
Y'all all gotta come to LA. Y'all all living. I don't never have to come to Toronto again. But you got a house in LA, your friends in LA, and how the fuck y'all want to play this? I'm saying this as the black man that loves. Like, I know people in Drake camp. I know people over there, my people. I don't want nobody to get hurt. But y'all tell him, yo, bro. I don't think that guy top 5 literally said, let's see if that show happens, bro. Listen to me, y'all.
Yeah.
We don't never have to come to Canada, but you gonna go to LA. And when you get to LA and you know niggas is landing, you didn't know you landed, and they like you in the city and a nigga press you, bro. It's just just squash it, my nigga. If Kendrick was from Arizona, I would say fuck it. Who goes to Arizona? I mean, I might go once or twice a year, but nigga, we in LA every week.
Word.
When you know what you know. So I will make that man easy. Let him come in the city, send him workout. Don't do nothing, because I promise you, I know them niggas around Dot. 2 T's and them niggas and
really real.
And motherfucking like them niggas, they don't even smile, bro. Like, don't fuck with them. Just leave them the niggas. You know, we see motherfucking Menace to Society. And people like, don't fuck with that nigga. Them the niggas that you. And by the way, there's niggas like that in every city. Right. All I'm saying is that we don't have to go to their city.
Yeah.
I never have to come to the hood in Toronto.
What he's saying right now is some real shit. And you know, for the sake of like just hip hop in general, like of course we don't want anything crazy to happen to anybody. The fact of the matter is that you have to continue to go to LA. These niggas don't gotta go to Toronto, dog. So if you that salty, but at the same time, you got these crash outs around you, dog. You got this dude.
Let me tell you something. Kendrick Lamar can't come to Toronto. I'm here.
These are things that you got to stay clear from. And showing up at these NBA games, walking around with him like it's something cool, that ain't it, bruh.
But you going to be in Beverly Hills at Mastro's or one of them restaurants, and the waiter going to tip, and you going to walk out, see a whole bunch of niggas with hats on, looking at you like, what's up, nigga? And it's going to be bad. Bro, it's okay, my nigga. Sometimes you just met a better man that day, and you got your ass whipped. It happens to everybody. Go home, get in shape, or go away. But don't sue the nigga that just whipped your ass and you started the fight. If LeBron got dunked on, or LeBron's son got dunked on by a player on the Memphis Grizzlies, and LeBron filed a class action lawsuit against the NBA. That's the problem. Yeah. That's about, dog, business is business. You win some, you lose some. The blessing is you get up the next day and fight.
Yo, that's a great point, man. That's a great point. And it puts things in perspective. For people that can't really see it outside of the fact that they Drake fans or the fact that they want to find a way to defend this, that's a great point right there.
That's why when someone dies, we mourn it because he can't fight or she can't fight. But the next day, you got a chance to get up and fight. And I think everybody was looking forward to it. I'm like a movie buff. You ever seen Superman 2? Superman 2 is one of my favorite Supermans. You want to know why? Okay. Superman 2 is the one where he was fighting the 3 motherfucking people, the 3 people in black. Remember that? Yeah.
General Zod.
Now, remember it was that part where Superman, he's been perfect. No, that motherfucking curl, that shit never moved. And here comes General Zod now, throwing buses at people. This nigga Superman looking like, he left and didn't want to be Superman no more. Got his ass slipped in the bar with the bleed. That first we saw bleed. That nigga said, I don't want to be Superman again. Dog, everybody has a bad day. Don't let a bad day think you have a bad life.
Hello.
I think people are afraid to speak up for Drake.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know this to be a fact, but what are they telling the world? If my family is here and somebody come and start jumping on me and my family allow it to happen, what did my family just tell y'all? We don't like that nigga. We don't fuck with that nigga. He's our family. We don't fuck with that nigga. So, we're telling the world what it is.
Daniel's cooking, man. He cooking right now, man. That's an interesting take. Like, just the fact that you do have people like getting on Drake case, right? People are saying what they saying about Drake, but you don't have a lot of people speaking up for Drake. So what they basically telling you is that they never really fucked with Drake to begin with. And maybe it's not that they really never fucked with Drake, but maybe they just don't know how to defend what Drake got going on. Or they just got to a point where they're looking at what Drake has done and they like, yeah, nah, we can't really rock with that. So I understand it. I get it. A lot of people have kept their distance, and for good reason. What Drake is doing right now isn't anything I think anybody wants to stand behind. Like, this is not a good look. And I think he knows this deep down inside, but he's so far into it, there's nothing he can do. It's almost like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You don't follow through with this, you kind of just leave it where it's at. You follow through with this, you create more damage. Like, right where the space he's in right now is the space that he's in right now. And the problem is, it's so hard for him to accept this L. He's kicking and screaming, and it's making him look crazy. His ego is also in play here because he feels like he needs to follow through. And that's what he got going on.
You're telling the world what it is. You're mad because you lost. You better get your ass on a 767 and fly around the world, fuck bitches for the next 2 years, and make people call you and say, we miss Drake, we miss Drake, we miss Drake. And when you come back, they gonna forget about the Kendrick fucking loss. But you still going on. You announced the custard. Okay. Yeah. You need one of Mustard Beast right now, my nigga.
I feel like something's coming.
I think what's coming is the end. The end to me means the peak. He's hit his peak.
Good clarification.
There'll be another higher moment. That's what I mean by the end. Like
as far as the undefeated, there's a stain there. Okay,
my nigga, my dog, bro, you lost. You underestimated your opponent. That's one of the laws of power.
That shit hurt.
Never underestimate your opponent. You did.
Hey, yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's one of the things people don't talk about much. Is he underestimated his opponent? He highly underestimated Kendrick, and he highly underestimated the culture. Let's not forget the culture. He highly underestimated it because Drake has not been the artist to put the culture before things. If you look at Kendrick's music and Kendrick's subject matter, the culture is always been in the forefront. Kendrick has music that has substance. He talks to people of the culture. And the problem is Drake has never really done this. When you come to a point where you battle someone of the culture and you show your true colors, they're not going to defend you, dog. So listen, I 100% agree with what he's saying about Drake reaching his peak. I think Drake has reached his peak. This is the end for Drake because this is Drake's peak. It doesn't go any higher than it. Like, where do you take this from here? You can't take it anywhere because you have done yourself in, dog. And this right here, I'm sorry, y'all. The way we talking about it right now, this will forever be a stain on his career. Just think about Meek Mill. We still, to this day, have this stain of him losing to Drake on his career. I think the only reason it actually died down just a little bit was because they ended up being friends again and making music together. I think that's the only thing that helped Meek Mill. But at that point, you still have a stain because now it looks like you bend the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man literally embarrassed you in front of the whole world. And now y'all making music together, which I commend them for like squashing it. But that's why there will always be a stain. That's what we're alluding to right now.
Damn. And by the way, not only did he beat you, he's the biggest he's ever been. He just dropped the album that got crazy records on it. And he about to do the Super Bowl while you over in Australia performing for people that never see you before in 15 years because you didn't give a fuck about them because you was over here getting money. Now, what can we do for the Super Bowl? Yeah. How can I make sure that people don't ask me where I'm at for the Super Bowl? I'm going to be on tour. Let me go somewhere where no one has seen me.
I can't say I blame him.
He's going to fill up the stadium.
What are you supposed to do?
It's going to be, guess what? The stadium is going to be 98% white.
Hey, listen, I'm not changing my stance. I think Drake's got something coming for everybody, and it's going to change the game, and I'm excited to see it.
I'm really good at this. You know what? I'm really good at this. The something came 6 months ago. It's called 100 gigs.
Tell him, yo, Ray Daniels cooking, bro. No matter what side you sitting on with your thought process, these are facts. And whether you want to ignore what he's saying right now and the gems he throwing in here, these facts, dog. That something was 100 gigs. Although we look at 100 gigs like a testing the market, test, 1, 2, 3. That shit failed. Let's keep it real. To Drake standards, it failed. Nobody's talking about it today. You cooking, Ray.
That's why he's mad at Universal because they didn't promote it. He's really blaming.
What could you, if you know?
What would 100 gigs
was that?
Been alleged?
It was his offering. It was his way of saying, okay, that's over. Let's talk about this, and we didn't talk about it.
It was a
it was like a
guard way to do it.
Yes,
putting it nicely.
Yes, and to me, it's like, dog, you tried and you put that out, but
he's still the guy that is bringing in the most money to these streaming platforms, right? He is still the most streamed artist. What does that say about him?
That says that his peak is so high that it's slowly coasting down. He's so high, he's going to close down. Dog, I don't want him to lose, but the rate he's going to lose.
If Drake drops a surprise album this Friday,
what do you think it does?
What it take?
450.
Okay, now see, this is how I think. I like talking to y'all, by the way. This is how I think.
My man.
What y'all think before they answer? 450? If Drake drops a surprise album right now, what y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. If Drake drops a surprise album right now, do y'all think it's selling? Do y'all think it's successful? Do y'all think it's up to Drake's standard? It's hard. I know it's hard to like think about that right now because of the lawsuit. The lawsuit makes it a little kind of tricky because I feel like he lost a super core of people with that. But let me know what y'all think.
What's the album about? You can't just drop it. You wasn't gonna drop an album talking about girl?
I think he would. I think he talk about bitches.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me you're gonna, while this nigga's over there don't squabble up and all the other shit, you
I think he's talking about bitches.
He will lose.
You better talk about
bitches don't like losers. Yeah.
What's your plan? plan of attack if you're managing Drake right now?
Well, first we dropping a lawsuit. We dropping a lawsuit, and we're gonna take our L, and we're gonna come.
Is it a lawsuit or a petition? And I'm just
whatever it is, we're gonna announce that it was a mistake. We don't want to do that. Lucian, my bad.
New direction.
You did. Y'all been too good to me. That's like Lil Wayne suing Baby because they blew up Drake over him. Nigga, we did what we supposed to do. Nigga, we put the fuel behind whatever motherfucking car, and I gave you 100 gallons. Right? I gave you 100 gallons. I gave you 100 gallons. His 100 gallons took him 100 miles. Yours took you 200. This nigga took him 20,000 miles. Everybody shut the fuck up and give your gallons to him. And that's what you're supposed to do when you win.
Yeah, that's facts. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, Drake has been winning for so many years with UMG. UMG has been doing everything for Drake. And it's almost like Drake is suing now because he's watching somebody else reap the benefits of what he feel like he got. And it's not even like he probably even saw these benefits being done for someone else. It's almost like that state of paranoia where you so paranoid now that when you see somebody doing good, you automatically think that that person is doing good because they was doing what they was doing for you. And that's why I feel like the confusion is there, and he can't fathom the fact that everybody is out here listening and supporting Kendrick and looking at him like, we not fucking with you. And I feel like he cannot believe that. He can't come to a realization or a conclusion that, bro, this is just where the game is at right now. This is where you are right now. And it's hard for him to accept that reality.
Exactly. So for me, if I was his manager, I'll say, hey, look, bro, like, I would disappear. I would drop the lawsuit, I'll disappear, and people would catch me here and there, wondering what I'm doing. Like, what's he doing? What he's doing?
Shout out to Ray Daniels, because Ray Daniels, my camera just died, y'all, but I'm gonna get it back up. But shout out to Ray Daniels, because Ray Daniels is saying this, right? And Ray Daniels is an exec in the game. Ray Daniels has experience. Ray Daniels knows what he's talking about, right? But this is kind of like advice you didn't need a Ray Daniels to tell you. What Ray Daniels is saying is common sense. And a lot of people have said this in comments. I have said this myself in videos. I've heard other people say this to me when I've had discussions with them. Sit back, do you, stay out the way. Like, you've been winning so long that you feel like you just need to be involved every situation. Everything needs to include you. You don't need to be everywhere, dog. You don't need to be in this part of the game. You've been scoring 30, you've been scoring 40 points a game, you've been doing your, but guess what, man? This season, your numbers been low. So what do? You sit back and you let the other people play the game and try to carry y'all through until you get it together, dog. Sit back, relax, stay out the way. If Drake knew better and he was able to understand that and get the social cues, being able to read the room and just staying out the way, things would be a lot different, dog. A lot different. All Drake had to do is stay out the way. Stay out the way, be quiet, take your L, and keep it moving.
I wouldn't say a word to nobody, and then I'll make y'all miss me. Y'all will miss me. I might drop an album the day of the Super Bowl. Just to give y'all something to throw out. Like, flex your power. Like, if I'm Lil Wayne, I'm gonna do a motherfucking the weekend of the Super Bowl. I'm doing Louisiana Fest. Louisiana Fest. Right. I'm gonna show you my power.
So y'all think that would be a move for Drake to drop on the Super Bowl? Y'all think that's a move that he should do? Y'all think that's something that he should keep in mind? Let me know in the comment section. I don't know how I feel about that one, but at the same time, strategically, I think it's good, but it's also a risk, because if it fails, that makes you look bad. But at the same time, here we go. This is where you go shooting yourself in the foot. As long as you have this lawsuit, and as long as you doing what you're doing and burning your bridges with UMG, you ain't putting out no music. You ain't putting out no album. So even if this was your strategy, you don't have the capabilities to do so, sir. It's crazy.
But I'm pretty sure you feel like me. If NBC came to us before you started the Danza Project or before I started God's Show, said, we want you to be the host of the late night show, we would have jumped at that shit in the heartbeat, right or wrong. But they didn't.
Yeah.
So what we have to do? Yeah. Spend our own money, invest in ourselves, and go out there. Because that's what a man does.
Hello.
We don't sue NBC because they're not looking at us and they looking at the other motherfucker. We build our own table. And that's what I was telling them to do. You got the biggest table in the class. Why are you worried about it? Fuck that nigga. Yeah. But let's also let's make it easy for him, because we live in LA and he don't live in Toronto. And that is very, very important.
Facts.
Yeah.
That,
no, you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Like, come on, bro. Like, look at what these rappers getting murdered at. Like, LA, getting robbed out there. Like, bro, that is their culture. Leave them niggas alone. Please, my niggas. Yeah. Leave it alone, bro.
Yeah. You know, this is the first time I think he's paying for being Canadian too. There's none of that. There's no home home base. Yeah, represent for the South, represent for the East Coast, represent for the no. He don't got that. Who's home?
This is how I feel about the whole Canadian thing, like in the Canada thing. Like I feel like honestly, the whole reason why he's paying for it for being Canadian at this point is because I think he's gone through his career where he's sort of in a lot of ways neglected Toronto, and I feel like he's gone back and used Toronto when it was beneficial to him. That's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there's other ways that people in Toronto, Canada, or whatever feel like, he has shown love or has represented. But I feel like for a long time, he neglected Canada. It was all about other places. It was all about other things. And, now it's like all about Toronto. Let's make a Toronto sounding album. Let me collab with Party Next Door on this collab album. Let's do it for Toronto. Why now? And I'm sure a lot of people in Toronto are looking at it like, why now? And these are things that you got to think about. Like, you can't just run back home every time you think the world is against you. Like, you got to fight your battles, and you're going to have to be a man when it comes to this, man.
You too, bro. Let me ask all three of y'all a question. What if what's happening to him right now is the karma for all the shit he did?
That's the, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it isn't.
Then his karmic debt is being paid right now. Why are you putting it back on me?
I just feel like for me, I like the storyline. I like this lawsuit. I like seeing what's gonna happen with UMG. I do. I've been waiting for somebody to do something for a long time to see if they could switch the way everything works. I think it'll benefit certain artists. Who's exactly bullshitting their numbers? You know what I'm saying? I hope that we can figure out, is this person bullshitting about their numbers?
But I'll tell y'all one thing, and it's the last thing I can say on this subject, unless y'all want to keep going, but this last thing I'll say, they not like us. I don't give a fuck how many bots they put behind that shit. That shit was still a hit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It wasn't like that's a record. Like it's everywhere. So like you go to sue the NBA when like they played on TNT and then Jalen Rose like, hey, don't play that. Drake might sue. Like it's like, oh, you the butt of the joke.
It is a good record. It's a great record. He obviously did, like we were speaking about earlier. He did exactly what Drake did. He took it to the club.
Yep.
And that's where it was like the strongest impact.
Listen, dope interview. The Danza Project. Definitely a lot more things they talked about in there. That's dope. They talked a little bit about politics. They talked about Drake. They talked about Joe Budden. So make sure y'all go check them out. Check out that interview. That was a dope interview. Shout out to Ray Daniels, man. Ray Daniels came in with a bunch of good things to say, man. And everything was spot on. Here's some good points, man. So shout out to Ray Daniels. But I think ultimately all the points he made in this was fair. They were balanced. This is the end for Drake. This is his peak, because this will continue to be a stain on his career. And the sad part is a lot of what's happened and gotten him to this point, to the peak of this L, is things that he's done on his own accord. These are things that he's done to make the situation worse than it actually is. So Drake kind of done a lot of this to himself, and who knows? This is just where he is today, and it's what he's gonna have to deal with. Drake is gonna have to deal. He's gonna have to try to find ways to come back, and I think the best way to come back is to just stay out the way. Stay out the way for a little bit. It's a good idea to go to Australia, but when you go to Australia, now it looks like you're running. And like they said at the end of that, you become the butt of the jokes. And my camera has officially died again. So y'all are looking at a black screen right now that I'm talking to y'all with. Kind of creepy though. What up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. This is the BigZoeTV hour, and you staring at a black screen. How much engagement y'all think I could get from this black screen? Y'all don't even know what I'm doing in front of the camera right now. Who knows? BigZoeTV.
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.